It's Week 17 of the National Football League, and our focus is on Romeo Dobbs. He's on the doorstep of another milestone in a great season, approaching 1,200 yards. It's the Ravens and the Commanders next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. Taken at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones absolutely believed it himself coming out of high school. Went to Alabama despite the fact there are many high-profile quarterbacks already on the roster, and blossomed into a Heisman Trophy candidate in his final season with 41 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. Steady, consistent as a passer, doesn't have the biggest cannon for an arm, but can stretch the field and lay those passes in on the deep ball.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Throwing Jones. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Well, 2 snaps ago, I don't think anyone thought a safety was on the table, yet it happened. They cut him on back-to-back plays, breaking through the line. No amount of evading was going to save him from a sack on either play. And on the last one, he ran too deep into the end zone to set up the safety.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well. And they free kick it from the 20 now. Oh, my goodness. Now that is going to be out of bounds on the free kick.
Free kick out of bounds.
Now, that's a big mistake. And the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the 50, it's Watson. That's complete to Dobbs. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Here's Watson. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Watson's throw caught by Bruce. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Edwards. Touchdown, Baltimore. A strong run there, where when he gets it, especially around the goal line, like a bull in a china shop.
And none of us ever want to confront that bull in any china shop, do we? Any more than we want to confront him. Got behind his pads, ran with power, and got into the end zone.
What an asset around the goal line, a guy like that.
It's almost like a safety blanket, isn't it? When all else fails, hand it to this big back and let him power his way forward.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And this is good as they extend it out now to a 9-0 lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was polished off by the Gus Edwards touchdown run. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. The Commander's going to retake the field for drive number 2. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
I'm impressed.
And I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. He'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a pickup of 6. The Ravens at 9-6 now. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 6 catches, 127 yards.
I like the performances he's put up throughout the year. That's the reason he's ranked number 9 in the league in receiving yards. In a league that throws the ball around like crazy, number 9's a good number.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 3rd and 6. Now it's Watson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Watson now to throw. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Watson. There he goes, right side. And
catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Alec Pierce. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And the Washington offense going back to work. They're already looking up at a 16-0 deficit. Still plenty of time to go, first quarter. But work to be done as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll begin on the ground with Gainwell. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll try and run for it with Gainwell. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
First down, Washington.
Now Jones. That's to his running back, Gainwell. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
First down, Commanders.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. 16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. So no gain on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Here's Jones, throwing on 3rd and long. Under pressure, and down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Watson. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Take it at the 37. 6-yard return after a punt of 48.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Commanders' offense set to take over.
And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keeps your defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. And last but not least, you've taken a good look at what you've done on offense, noted where the weaknesses are, and you know when you want to come back to them.
Like when you're organized with your points. Well done.
A, B, and C.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads.
Pressure comes and it's blocked. The Raiders block it. And that play was made coming up the middle. That wasn't a punt block from the outside, Charles.
That means someone had their eyes in the wrong place, and that would be the personal protector. Look in the middle first before you scan to the side. Sometimes they get distracted and think the threat is coming off the edge. Up the middle is the one you have to care about the most because that's the quickest spot and the quickest way to the punter.
Watson's throw pulled in by Kittle.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can give those linebackers a freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Back to throw, Watson. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A nice gain of 21 yards. Here's Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Down that's close to the goal line. 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
That's complete to Chandler on the check down.
Touchdown!
Ty Chandler.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Ravens take the block punt and convert it into 6 points.
Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down. We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. Elliott on for the extra point. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
Boye Mafe has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. On is the punter, Brian Ager, to kick this one away. Fielded at the 33.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
And the Commanders' first down.
Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Operating from the gun, Jones.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Brian Anger now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Watson.
That's complete to Pierce.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
2nd and inches at the 50-yard line.
Quickly out wide to Mechie.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That is caught. And he will have a Ravens first down as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning.
12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Watson looks to throw again. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
To throw is Watson.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. So maybe some signs of life. I mean, this has been a defense. They've been all over the map here in this first half, but they're coming through with a big play.
And sometimes that one play is what you need. And it sounds overly simple, but this is a team that was close to being down and out before halftime. So to come back and return the interception for a touchdown, that's big.
Yeah, maybe it can serve, Charles, like you were alluding to, as a little bit of a wake-up call for them. We'll see.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16.
Commanders 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. This is taken at the 23.
Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here. But with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
We just saw the dilemma for every coach. You want them to fight for the extra yardage, but somehow continue to cover the football. Oftentimes when you fight that hard, the ball becomes exposed.
Defensively, it's obvious they're trying to be more aggressive. First tackle a little too aggressive. Second one, though, they strip it loose.
The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And they'll start with a short field following that turnover as they look for points here before the break. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts,
as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Throwing Jones. That's going to be caught by Samuel.
And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20.
Back to throw again.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We'll get started in the AFC. The dog pounds are barking. Kansas City in town to take on Cleveland. And it's the Browns who have the lead in the second quarter. Josh Allen with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And it was the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars that go home with the victory. Alvin Kamara, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Colts as that one's gone to halftime. Landry Jones, a touchdown catch in that first half. We just watched a strong first half from quarterback Deshaun Watson. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 33 yards that time.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Now a handoff to Chandler.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
To throw on second is Watson. He finds his man complete. It's Chandler. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now Chandler.
And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Right back to him on 1st down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And in for the Ravens touchdown. George Kittle from 17 yards out.
And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. Flushed out right. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington.
And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
At the 28-yard line.
And they'll stay on the ground with Gainwell again.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First down, Washington.
Off the play fake, Jones. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Boye Mafe
Picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones.
What a sequence there defensively. You get the sack to move him to 3rd and long. Then here, just nothing available. And he's got to throw it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That's how multiple guys get to it.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner. And I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Washington. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Now it's Watson.
Lets one go downfield for Pierce.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big pickup of 38. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Watson now to throw.
Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie. Touchdown! John Mechie
from 10 yards out.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Washington offense heading out. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On 3rd down, it's Gainwell.
Nice little juke. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
First down, Commanders.
And they'll go right back to Gainwell here on 1st down.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now Jones. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Boye Mafe.
Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now
as he's on to punt for Baltimore. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
So out comes Washington's offense to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. Oh, they're just looking good on hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has the finger on the pulse of a team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches,
up a little bit.
Just back it off a little bit. This team has it under control. I remember hearing about Bob Knight years ago in basketball, getting ready to give the final speech before the gold medal game in '84. And on the board, Michael Jordan had written, "Coach, after all we've been through, there's no way we're losing tonight." He didn't even give a pregame speech.
Wow, interesting. Well, right now, no speech is needed. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Second down and 6 now.
Second and 6 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Chandler.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Watson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10
at the 48-yard line.
They run it with Chandler.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 and 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Off of play action, it's Watson. Connects with Kittle underneath. Shrugs him off. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion good for 6 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line.
Mike Hilton, always dangerous on the corner blitz, and he gets the sack. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Commanders preparing for their next possession. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Jones throw pulled in by Renfro.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's taken out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Operating from the gun, Jones.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it.
And they will take over at the 26-yard line. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
The Ravens offense back out there. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
After the interception, here's Watson. Connects with Kittle underneath. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that will bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 21-yard line.
Back to throw, Watson. Over the middle, complete. That's Chandler. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the gun, here's Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. It's another touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson, his 5th of the afternoon.
And the Ravens look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
Back to throw. Jones.
There's a screen with Gainwell.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
And the Washington 1st down.
They'll look to throw again. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And he couldn't get that one to his man. Short of him, it's low and incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Boye Mafe.
My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Counter play. Here's Chandler.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll keep it on the ground. Chandler. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On 3rd down, it's Chandler, and he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now.
He's been terrific so far. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for the Ravens,
they get a critical 10th win on the year with one game left to go.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL